for that too sweet play-in. Welcome back, all you four-color funny book aficionados. This is a very special US Comics cast. HQ for all things comic book connected. We are John and Charlie Rivera, co-founders of US Comics. Charlie, happy Comic Book Day in person.
And happy Comic Book Day to all of our fellow nerds out there, and welcome back! If you're joining us for the very first time, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you don't, we're going to have to ask you to leave the donut.
The fuck out.
John,
So,
how's Comic Book Day treating you? And how's it being, like, in the presence of greatness? Let me get in.
Oh, no.
Get in
The touching has begun already. I gotta say that it is very odd to be sitting here.
I don't know where to look.
In the Charlie cave. I'm gonna ask
Emo
for
as fuck.
I'm gonna ask you to keep your peepers focused this way so that I do not break my neck looking back at you constantly. Yeah, I'm coming to you from the Charlie cave. Situations have unfolded to have me here on Long Island. Yes, Cousin Paul, we are indeed at the same place. Your screen does not have to be adjusted. Joker Stream joining us from Twitch. Damn straight. 6 foot. This guy's like 6 inches away from me right now.
I'm just going to get creepily closer.
Oh, no. Anyone who's got the misfortune to be listening to this episode a week from hence, you really missed some kind of visual. But it's almost as if, Charlie, I needed to be with you here in person as you got that alert to talk about the new. So Marvel, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, but Marvel having just kind of completed their dominance of the D23 Expo, here they come again, just dropping all of the information for the upcoming New York Comic Con panels. Unfreaking believable.
I find it incredible that Marvel is like, our movies are better, our TV shows are better, at times our comic books are better, also, as well as we're gonna do D23. We're going to do like a video game series of announcements that just came out of nowhere for me. They're like, Iron Man game, sure. Fucking Wolverine game. Captain America hanging out with Black Panther. Let's do this. Also, as well as we're going back to the city for New York Comic Con. New York Comic Con remember when Superman like was all like anorexic-y because he was locked up and fucking he like had to go to the sun to plump right up.
He's all sucking
New
in his
York
cheeks
Comic Con,
like he was a male model.
New York Comic, he's just fucking he's turning left for the first time in a long time. New York Comic Con really has like so few fucking things announced that Marvel dropping its Mjolnir with like, we got you covered. Not on Thursday. On Thursday, go fuck yourself. But every other day, we got some shit to share. I blame Joker Stream for the bankruptcy.
Yeah.
I feel like Joker would be pro Warner. Like, it's weird because it's like kind of when you like spite your face by cutting it off. That would be the Joker. Unless he's like the mayor.
Ironically, Joker produces like the only profitable freaking thing.
Well, let's see what happens when it's a musical.
My ticket is already bought, so I don't know about you. But that all
Lady Gaga as the Harley Quinn? I am in.
So Marvel went ahead and they just said, here's our cards. We're going to lay them out on the table. They've announced already the new big stuff with D23, but now they're telling us what panels that we can expect.
Which I like. I'm excited that they're this like transparent.
New York Comic Con is one of those like, it's an insta buy, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going. You start planning your cosplay like 2 years prior. However, I did want us to talk about, and I'm definitely not looking at my resources over here, so don't let the screen fool you.
We're absolutely showing how all of the sausage is made. And yours is vegan sausage.
Full transparency. I can't believe it's not sausage. So again, there's going to be 2 major panels on Friday. Nothing on Thursday because that's really just for setup and the real tryhards. So their first panel is going to be their 1:30 panel entitled Marvel Comics, Marvel Fanfare with editor-in-chief, new editor-in-chief, CB Cebulski. But the interesting thing is that it's yet unannounced guest for a full Q&A. So they're going to have, they're going to be talking about very specific things, obviously, and it's naturally going to be tied into the people that he's bringing out on stage with them.
Well, what I like about specifically the fact that they're like, it's a fucking Q&A. We have multiple guests. None of them have the superpower of one, Kevin Smith, who like can turn two questions into a 2-hour panel.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So I feel like there's an opportunity to really get
one John Rivera who could turn one topic into a 3-hour show.
That's true.
And not touch the topic.
That's yeah. I mean, I'm almost impressed by how often that happens. I love Q&A panels. I love comic centric panels because D23 obviously dealt with everything Marvel cinematic, big and little screen. It didn't really dive into the comics.
Plus Disney. Plus,
the name of fucking New York Comic
Star
Con
Wars
has the word comic in it. So it's like,
does.
I love
it
that
also
focus.
has con in it. So
oh shit!
If you drive in, be careful where you park.
That. There's actually, I know a very good parking garage that has like good prices and it's nearby, and I'm not fucking sharing its location.
If it's not the Hudson River,
go
I am
fuck
not
yourself.
interested. Look at Joker coming through with the fire right away.
If they had a projection of Stan Lee, offensive or awesome?
I would only really take offense to it if he was dressed in Tupac gear, like the bandana backwards.
See? What if Deadpool was also
shirt, Timberlands.
When he was the strip club DJ, if they just did that for the whole con, where like always in a booth was on the fucking ones and twos was Stan Lee from fucking Deadpool 2, Electric Boogaloo, I'd be in. John, so
Charlie's automatically in trouble with HR.
That's true.
For USComics.
Oh.
Yeah, the Sarge. Sarge checking in from the... Sarge, even where are you right now? Like,
He's
Sarge,
somewhere on
Sarge
Facebook.
is just falling apart, just body parts going to hell. As we speak, he's just... Basically, Sarge is doing the reverse snap. Like, he's just slowly, just little pieces of him floating off. How are the knees, Sarge? You doing all right, brother?
Just, I think Sarge is like too good at shit. That's why his body's betraying him.
His body's like,
you have to even out.
You had a long enough run.
Speaking about evening out, if you check Twitter, which I don't recommend,
I don't use Twitter.
You can tell that everything Marvel produces that's new, there's a lot of non-white men taking center stage, and people love it. Don't take my word on it. Don't actually check Twitter.
People.
But what's awesome is Days of Future, they actually called it Books of Future Past, which are a wonderful little play on words. Marvel is teaming up with some other publishers to kind of go into their history. Yeah. Penguin Publishing, my friend's about to get married to a girl that used to work for Penguin Publishing, so I'm a big fan.
She's an actual penguin.
She is. It's very interesting. What's really fucking exciting, though, for me, they're teaming up with IDW, which... When you look at your local comic book store, one thing I always find fucking insane is you and I are notorious for lending out our graphic novels. And most of the time we don't get them back because the truth is we mostly spend our time with scum and villainy.
But that's why you have to own a lender copy.
That's true.
Here's a tip of the day. If you have a comic that you particularly love, like you lay with it at night and you tuck it in and you're like, oh, I love you, little comic. You're my favorite.
That better be your reader, because that's not going to make it through. I fucking roll at night and shit.
That's how it becomes a reader.
I'm like a crocodile.
But yeah, like so you find yourself talking about this comic at the most inappropriate moments. And if a person...
I'm so sorry, your uncle died.
If they stuck with you long enough to actually like, I would like to read it, then you could say... Here you go. Yes, Joker, that's right. Killing Joke, first print, dadgummit.
You want some Guardians of the Galaxy? That's for you.
That's unfortunate.
That was like prop comedy. That's what I was waiting for. Don't make that sound when you're by my members, son.
Did it sound like an because that's what it was. But yeah, that all being said, it's interesting to me because IDW tends to do those imprints that other comics... They just can't get. I mean, we're talking about Marvel. They didn't lose Conan. They elected not to re-up Conan, and they had it for 2 years. Now, granted, they were the COVID years, but they really didn't do much with Conan until, and Conan's like he's my guy.
Well, he taught you what was best in life.
Damn
which
straight he
is
did.
Important.
To crush your brother, see him driven before you.
I almost hit the cough button while you were mid sentence. That's how not used to a guest I am in the Fortress.
But yeah, so they elected not to do anything with him until the very, very last minute. It was like watching a basketball game, and 50 of the 100 points are fucking scored in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what Marvel tried to do with Conan. Like, oh fuck, let's make him an Avenger. Let's shoot everybody over to his time period. And,
what if it's Conan but guns, laser guns?
I mean,
and Cable's arm.
They were close.
I'm excited because the way it read to me was like there's a real chance that one of the responsibilities Penguin and IDW is going to take on is the reprinting. That's been speculated for a long time. Is Marvel is notoriously bad at reprinting previous volumes, and stuff goes out of print all the fucking time.
Oh, you talking about for Conan?
I'm talking about for not specifically Conan, but for a lot of their titles. A lot of books you want to get are super out of print, and there's no plan for them to come back into print. It's something I struggle with Daredevil a lot. Like trying to get some of my favorite Marvel Knights shit.
You just can't see those back issues.
Hey!
Yes!
Do we have? Is there a
Hit
live?
that rim shot.
Is there? Whoa! What Matt does with his partners is not your business, and I don't think any of them would appreciate it. A rim shot. I personally am hoping that's part of the panel. Is them just discussing what the rollout plan is to get some of this old shit back in our hands, because that's been speculated upon for years now. Right before the pandemic hit, I think the timing of this is real fucking sus in a good way. Because I would have rebuy all my shit.
I mean, anything, if you can see it coming around the curve, I think you could always have done a little bit better. But
which Daredevil can't do. So that's offensive.
So Friday we'll end, and Saturday we'll roll around. So there's going to be 2 more panels on Saturday. The first of which is Marvel Voices, The World Outside Your Window, yo.
Is that how they said it in the caption?
That's how
they were like dramatically.
That's how I heard it.
I like it.
But yeah, so the first panel, it's going to be about diverse creators and diverse characters. And obviously, in my opinion, from diverse creators come diverse characters because they have a different point of view. But what's interesting to me, and what I particularly don't like about this example, and if I am in attendance, I'm calling my shot now.
Boo!
I'm going to, basically, I will run up to the fucking mic to be, maybe not first question, because you don't want to start off with the heat. But the second question, the example that they give is, like Monica Rambeau, fucking Miles Morales. So automatically I'm going to say, well, okay, yeah, so it's great to have representation. Why not give them their own fucking voice? Why do they have to be cast off, like knockoff versions of characters that already exist? Because now you're starting these characters off with a strike against them in the count.
It's always less than.
Forget about less than. They have to make up that gap before they've done anything interesting.
Yeah, what
enough.
Sucks?
Like, they don't know what else to do with fucking Miles Morales. He's Spider-Man. He's Thor. Now he turns out to be like the Scooby-Doo guy under the mask. You're like, oh, it was Miles Morales all along.
I fundamentally find it incredibly frustrating that when you have something teed up to further establish a character as their own unique being, Photon was in a prime position to be made more than what she used to be, and they keep fucking on every front, including on the page of the comic. They're like, do you like Carol Danvers? Huh? Do you like her? Here's her friend. Go fuck yourself. It's like every single fucking time there's a brother character, it's like those brother characters are clearly better. They're much better and cooler and like taller. They got really broad shoulders.
They push them out of frame whenever possible.
This is rude. You're rude, and I don't like it. And I forgot the name of my fucking next panel. On Saturday, one of the panels I'm looking forward to is Marvel Comics. Next big thing for me, what I always love, and I'm part of the problem. I fully fucking acknowledge it. As Ellis can attest, us being in the same room.
Straight.
Are we on the wrong sides? I thought we were on the right side. Oh, we are on the wrong sides. No, Ellis, go fuck yourself.
Ellis, Charlie didn't trust me to touch any of his tech stuff. He's like, no, go over here.
Yeah, you in the corner. I'll mirror it next time. Although John's hat would be all fucked up. I'll CG in the logo.
That'd be a problem. That'd be a problem.
I love a good crossover event. In the back of my head is always like Secret War. We're gonna have something as good as Secret Wars again.
That's always got to be like the
never
fucking,
as good.
But
It's
I mean,
fucking never as good.
but look at the scale of Secret War. First of all, any kind of
Secret War 2 also sucked.
but
Sequel,
but I'm saying
I cut you
like,
off mid-thought.
You really did. You really did. And in person, there's even not
worse,
even an excuse.
more insulting. Yeah,
it really does.
I'm like, I saw you talking. I just didn't like the content.
He's like, shut up. I want to talk. So that all being said, I mean, honestly, probably the worst example of a fucking sequel coming up woefully short to the original, is fucking who's he? What's it's son of a bitch. Just the drinking sound
You
effects.
just had to.
I
You
was
just had to shit on me.
So angry that immediately fucking went out of my head. It'll come to me later on.
Oh right. So the
Kingdom Come. So Kingdom Come is the ultimate loner.
You don't like GOG?
I have lent out more fucking copies of of this fucking comic, like good copies, like hardcover fucking Alex Ross beauties, than the fucking church is put in hotel rooms. If you ever go to a hotel room and you find a copy of Kingdom Come inside it's an interesting title for a hotel room.
Yeah,
but
do me a
that
favor.
all being said,
Don't touch it. It's
the
sticky.
kingdom,
It's filthy.
The kingdom is sticky and filthy, straight from the publisher. Sequels, follow-ups, just come on, have a new
job.
fucking idea, and certainly that goes for characters as well.
Well, regarding the panel, how about Spider-Man hanging out with the X-Men for Dark Web, snicky,
Crossovers.
skirt. I love.
Some of us get more excited for crossovers than others.
That's true. I fucking love crossovers because they're never okay. They're either amazing
It's usually a problem.
or fucking terrible.
Oh.
So what I like about it is I've shared my opinion about Spider-Man ad nauseam. I think the character is a fundamentally I think he's a shitbird person.
Charlie.
I get why people like the character because a lot of you are
Gilbert
shitbirds.
Jameson.
Yes. The third.
The third.
You then say something.
No, that's
Just,
really,
you just wanted
I just wanted to put that out there. You are
fuck
a Spider-Man,
Spider-Man.
a Spider-Man hater.
And yet I love Cyclops.
We have
I'm the worst.
a prior episode where Spider-Man himself does indeed go on trial with yours truly as his public defender. I gotta say, I did a pretty damn good job.
But not good enough. It was unanimous.
No, I wasn't trying to change your
The
mind.
jury came back and they were like, guilty.
No,
Sidekick.
they were like, Charlie is guilty of being a hater.
That's true. What the fuck's going on Sunday? And why'd they skip Thursday? I like Thursday
Sunday
events.
wraps it up. Women of Marvel. It's an early event, so you can check out that panel and then go sweep up all the fucking majorly discounted stuff that has been left over.
It's my favorite game. Like,
the-
you don't want
the-
to carry this
The
back.
sizes are all weird. The corners of everything are bent up and fucked. But you get a good bargain. But Women of Marvel, it's gonna go ahead and it's going to be.
Did you just equate
Also-
the Women of Marvel to like the discount?
No, I didn't.
Is that what?
Marvel did because they made them Sunday fucking morning. So you take from that what you will. But yeah, so it's gonna really be more about kind of like talking about the female perspective as far as challenges in the field, but also for opportunities. Because it'd be pretty fucked up for Marvel to say, yeah, it's been pretty hard for those women folk to succeed over at Marvel. All right, you guys have a great
Doesn't it
rest of the
seem-
weekend.
doesn't
No, they're
it
going to
s-
talk about opportunities that Marvel has.
Does it seem a little tone deaf to you though? Like it's
Not
not
really.
a woman creator spotlight. It's
Well-
like the history of us dunking on these bitches.
So it's
That's how it vibe I get.
I understand, but it's Marvel senior editor Lauren Bissam and digital media executive director Ellie Pyle. So, there's two ladies that are doing the do. You know, so it's not as if they're saying, "Look, we don't have any females here now, but we're gonna." No, they're acknowledging that. Look, it was a rough road prior, but you know, these are several people because they have unannounced guests joining also, people who have done it. what that looked like, but also moving forward what it's going to look
Yeah.
like. I think it's good. I think it's good.
What do you? This is not necessarily on topic,
No.
but just your 10-cent version. We'll double back to it in a future episode.
All right.
Do you think fundamentally women writers have the capability of writing like a deeper version of a female character?
Of course.
And that's just like, why is that a thing? This is really what the topic in the future will be. Why is that like even up for debate? Like, if there was a
But
chubby
who-
Puerto Rican character, I can probably write him pretty well.
Who is debating it?
Twitter.
That's the proverbial.
Twitter's so mad.
They say no, they don't. Like, show me they, and I'll walk up to them and punch them square in the fucking.
That's
nuts,
assault, brother.
Bro. Yeah, it's fine, man. It's
Fair
not,
enough.
It's gonna be worth it. The theys of it all have been just ruining everything for too fucking long.
Yeah.
Let's
fight back. Let's start a new Twitter.
Given.
You know what? We're going to be on TikTok. Everyone preemptively find us on TikTok.
Send all your trash opinions over to TikTok, where we can't see them quite as easily because
Yeah.
we don't poop that often.
TikTok.com/whatever we name our channel.
The bottom line is this: if anyone tells you that they know a they said, and they point out the face and the name, Charlie knows where I'm going right away. Those people are one damn thing, and that's a straight up liar.
Oh my God, we're going to be able to really do it.
I know, just like George Toy Boy Lucas. Why? Because Han shot
Shots
first. Woo, this is gonna burn
Oh
on
my
the way
God, that
out.
made a good sound.
Woo! Woo! Yeah, baby.
What flavored like vodka? Not was that strawberry
That
cream?
is-
What the fuck was that?
I just grabbed the first open bottle of bullshit Charlie had here and
I'm like,
poured us a
That's
double.
terrible. Look at
Straight
that
up
last,
double shooter.
that last drop, John.
Yes.
When you feel like depressed,
Never happens.
do you never want
I pour myself a nice tall double of
A
whatever
nice,
the fuck is
sh-
open in the house.
sherbet vodka? What is your go-to like happy background thing? I was regaling you the other day. I just put on fucking the Super Bowl
You did?
when the Giants ruined the Patriots' perfect season, and I just fucking dined out on that all day. I like relived it, short of like way too many carbs. Fully got to fucking embrace that shit. Do you have a go-to? Does it rotate? What we do in the shadows just wrapped up its season. I know I was always looking forward to that to bring a smile to my face. Do you have something you return to, like in case of emergency break glass?
I do, and it's for multiple reasons, but largely because it's as enjoyable for me to listen to as it is to watch, because I'm putting it on just to have in the background. Any and all of the Indiana Jones adventures. I can
Wow.
effectively
Is that the
tell
little
you
kid one?
what's no, like any
Oh,
of the,
any
the
of
movies,
his
the
adventures.
shows, whatever.
Even Crystal Skull.
Even Crystal Skull, which I put above Temple of Doom.
Yeah, sorry for that noise. I can't mute us while one of us is talking.
Now you know
Um,
how disgusting Charlie is IRL.
It's true. I don't think anyone had any fucking doubts. John, for me, I have like a lot of things I rely on. One show that's very quickly becoming that comfort food that I can kind of start from the fucking beginning and just really have a fucking good time for 22-minute episodes. HBO Max's fucking Harley Quinn, which I almost wish.
Which was the working title for a little minute.
I think that's the better title.
Fucking Harley
I
Quinn.
think. Oh, that's just,
It's
just
the Poison Ivy story.
story. Fucking unibrain nonsense. Our brains are the equivalent of your eyebrows. It's just one and it's aggressive.
They just cut mine in half. Like, here, take this.
Yeah, take that.
It's useless anyway.
I love Harley Quinn. It absolutely.
I got bad news for you, buddy.
Yeah, it absolutely. She's made mistakes before. She can make another one.
Good point.
She's given Cobblepot that look a couple times, and I have a better nose than Oswald. Smaller wallet, better nose. For me though, it's not a show. I don't consider that like a show that was fucking made for me by any stretch of the imagination.
Because it's a cartoon. You're like, oh, I'm not a child.
No, that's not it. Because South Park. For me,
valid point.
I think one criticism of Harley Quinn that I don't know if it counts as a criticism. One fact about the show that I agree with, it is very specifically single-minded with all of its opinions. It's very fucking pro everything that right now people should be fucking pro with. Again, our two main characters, Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, they're in a romantic relationship. Yeah. They're not shying away from it. They poked fun.
And might I add, a healthy relationship.
Oh my gosh, it's like, shocking.
They have one of the healthiest comic book relationships I've ever seen.
Considering all that, but also as well as they addressed fucking Batman not going down on Catwoman. That was a sub fucking plot.
Yeah, that's some fucking meta shit.
Fucking cartoon has a lot of fun within the context of of what we've seen out of DC. They really fucking fully embrace what the DC universe is. They fully fucking take ownership over most of it, right? Yeah. I read the weirdest fucking hot take on Harley Quinn. First and first, mostly, I didn't ask you. Do you like the cartoon? Is it something that you...
I love the cartoon.
It's something that you get a kick out of. Just because...
Other than Batman the Animated Series, the best...
It is! Like,
the best DC cartoon.
And they have such a good fucking time. So that's why this hot take was so fucking...
Calling it a cartoon is not fair because it's obviously
animated,
it's adult fare in essence, but it's lighthearted in the sense of like, well, fucking Harley Quinn is lighthearted. Yeah. That's just Harley being Harley.
Yeah.
But they touch on like sincerely adult stuff.
They more than touch it.
Man, they circular. They say the alphabet.
What is it? Because they're on season 3. They just released.
I think that's right. Yeah.
So the way it opens is they're watching a porno about Harley and Ivy, and I thought that was like the greatest gag ever because I'm like, they've lost their fucking mind.
Charlie's like, I've seen this one.
I'm literally like fucking just ready to go.
That's how I took myself into bed.
And I use Head and Shoulders because they moisturize everything down there. Is that
all right, folks? Good to see you. We'll check you out next week from Jersey.
Yeah, only Jersey. I'll be outside the window on timeout with the squirrels. The hot take I read was that Harley Quinn is proof that comic book based fare should throw away its canon. They cited the Harley Quinn series as like every movie, every TV show should 100% do their own thing. They should avoid what came before it because fuck that noise. Be original. Do your own shit. Don't fuck with it. Which to me sounds like a thing someone who didn't read any Harley Quinn material or any DC comics. The jokes only work. They literally talked about Batman not being allowed to eat Catwoman's box.
It's meta. It's meta like in the best way. Ellis dropped in. I have not watched this one. I'm kind of tired of Harley as a character. She got played out when there were like 4,000 of them at Comic-Con that year. And by that year, you mean every year.
Yeah. He's just mad because they kept pulling on his Lando cape.
I tried to... Oh, who can blame him for that?
Nice material.
I usually will play a game every New York Comic Con or convention in general terms. Like who's the cosplay like of the
who's the guy year? From who died? Spoiler alert! Who died on fucking Stranger Things this year? The like rock kid.
Eddie.
Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie's taking over.
That could be.
There's gonna be Demon Eddies.
Honestly,
what about a Harley Quinn Eddie?
I was just gonna say there's gonna be a Harley Quinn Eddie. But yeah, Ellis, you're definitely right about that. My version of that is, whose merch is first out the door at Hot Topic.
Yeah.
That given year. Harley Quinn literally took over from Batman and Joker and fucking Care Bears and little things like that. But the truth of the matter is Charlie hit the nail on the head.
Always do.
Rarely.
Fucking bat 1,000 for life, baby.
It does happen. That was not.
I chose to do it.
Not consensual. HR. But yeah, Harley is one of those characters that people like. I know Harley Quinn, and then they get the T-shirts and they get the pajamas, and Grandma goes out and gets the fucking Harley Quinn panties for the little fucking girl, and you're like, there's a trapdoor in those. You should probably have read some of the source
material.
Joker's
property on the fucking pair of Pampers.
What Charlie's referring to. So, throw away the canon. That is super strong.
Even before we go there,
yeah,
that is not what the fucking show did. The show boxed some of the canon. They have fun with the canon.
It's
nice.
You know what it is about the show is that the show is self-aware.
Yeah. It has fun with
It's
itself.
self-aware in that She-Hulk, Deadpool kind of like sense of like we know we're a show right now,
Yeah.
right?
Do you remember in Deadpool when he's in the Xavier mansion and he's looking for more X-Men?
Yeah.
And you see the cast of like those terrible live action X-Men movies, and they close the door because they don't want to participate in his shenanigans. That is
They pull
canon.
a Godfather.
That is canon within the X-Men films because the only reason that joke exists is because we know there are X-Men films. Harley Quinn most absolutely does not shy away. Now, what it does,
Honestly, now that you mentioned fucking Logan does it, you know, with the fuck off. Like
Yeah.
he literally had like a 3-second,
Yeah.
probably $1 million cameo, which
for
would
him.
have been total
pay for those dance shoes.
trash if it had not been for all the movies that preceded
Yeah.
it, and then they went ahead and made Logan.
But to
anyway.
double back, because I apologize, I kind of paused you on the thought.
Yeah.
The idea, though, is also stupid. It's not. There is no
the
example.
idea of throwing out canon just in
I
general
can't think
terms,
of one
or-
fucking
or-
time.
So hold on a second, just
Hit
for
me.
clarity, because
Yes.
it's technically 2 points.
I know.
But I won't hold it against you. So there's the concept of like, is throwing away canon a good or bad idea?
Yeah.
But there's also, as well as, which is our second topic of the show. There's also the topic of like, is that what they're doing on the show?
Yeah.
You know,
You
so
can
it's
answer
like,
in any order you want.
all right.
Answer it on the Harley. I lied. My topic, my rules. Is that even what the Harley Quinn show does?
Now you know why I choose to do my show from New Jersey.
Makes sense.
No, I
Because
do
I'm
not.
taller than you.
I do. He's sitting on literal phone books, which I didn't even think existed. So anyway, no,
I hate that you just showed off your tiny little waist.
I don't think at all that's what Harley Quinn
End of
is doing. I don't think at all. I appreciate your vote come November. No, that's not what Harley Quinn is doing. If anything, Harley Quinn is telling an entertaining story episodically, while at the same time paying off the loyal viewers, the people that have stuck around since the aforementioned Batman the Animated Series. Because if anybody don't know, that's where Harley Quinn was invented, for that cartoon. She doesn't have a comic book canon. She started on the cartoon. Look it up.
I love it. So part 2,
Yes.
is it a good idea? Now here's my point.
Yeah.
Anytime a character canon isn't canon. No one in the history of comics yet, to my knowledge, has had a cohesive canon that hasn't at bare minimum been tweaked to justify new stories. These are characters, these are fucking 30-year-olds a lot of times who have lived 100 years. Superman is way fucking removed from jumping over tall buildings. Motherfucker flies. What the canon is, it's core characteristics about a character that we're relatively familiar with. So when you have a character like Blue Beetle or a character like Constantine, when the Constantine show popped off on ABC, they had the
live action?
loosest framework that the general consensus, normies, not comic book readers, the thing they knew was the Keanu Reeves movie. This is a guy who does magic. He had forearm tattoos. He was American with black hair.
This is the same they that we were talking about before.
Yeah.
They knew Constantine as Keanu.
So when the show was like, England, blonde, no forearm tattoos, loves smoking, his tie, if he pulls it up, way too short.
Super short.
The known canon of that character, the accepted general consensus of who Constantine is, absolutely informed the show. And then the show took all the liberties it had to, because there was no Batman, no Superman. There was no like big Swamp Thing fucking story. So when I'm talking about stuff holding on to canon, is like, motherfucker is from England. I don't even care about like gender specifics.
He's from England, but he's from New England.
Exactly. Fucking just a Pats fan. Go Pats.
It's like Satan. You're wicked evil. Get out of here.
Ben Affleck is John Constantine. I thought you had a tag, and I was just like, that's what happens on the real show.
Charlie's like, me now.
So what's your opinion on it? Do you think that when I watch, and this is the example I'll use lastly, I think when something throws away the established canon. That's how we get a Snyderverse. That Superman never felt like Superman. That Batman at times felt like Batman, and then was just real comfortable, like maiming and
He
killing.
looked like Frank Miller Batman.
Yeah,
but that
there
about
was. So for me, as far as these canon ideas, Will Smith as Deadshot wasn't the Deadshot I knew. Not because Will Smith was playing him, because nothing about that fucking character rang familiar to me, minus an arm-mounted gun. Killer Croc, another example of like that's a fucking completely new take. Katana could have been the canonical.
that fan favorite Katana.
Oh yeah, and Joker, huge departure from everything we knew.
Which
so
one?
I now return
All of
the question to you
Yeah.
after stealing the microphone, and we are sharing one. Is there ever a time and place to throw out the baby in the bathwater and be like, we're gonna use the fucking names and we're doing our own thing? Or do you lose the identity of a character when you do that?
Look, I think the answer is like at the same time it's very simple, but also as well as complicated, or at least convenient, if not complicated. Because the truth of the matter is, if it works, then yes. If it doesn't work, then no. So you had mentioned the Snyderverse, and you know, many bots on social media would have you think it was incredibly popular and people love these takes on these characters.
It did win Moment of the Millennium at the Oscars.
So Jason Momoa as Aquaman is a good example. You're like, they threw a lot of Aquaman canon away. The fact of the matter is, nobody really gave two fucks about Aquaman canon because in the comic books, it changed so consistently.
Yeah.
And honestly, DC in and of itself, it changes so regularly and so drastically that how could anybody come in and say, here I have a script for a movie or a TV show or an animated series or what have you, and it is canon fucking, it's like very, it's very committed to the established canon. Which canon? Like, which fucking version? So my question to them would be, well, specifically, what the fuck, what changes are you referring to? Because that really is the conversation. A lot of times when they make changes, it's because of an adaptation going from one medium to another. So what something might work on the 4-color funny book pages doesn't necessarily work in live action, or even sometimes in animated. I'll throw an example your way.
Please.
Of one that is universally beloved, and rightfully so.
Charlie Rivera.
Negative. Fuck. The origin of Mr. Freeze.
Oh my God, yeah.
In Batman the Animated Series, which I'm sure are good friends over at the what the hell is it? Batastic?
Batasticast.
Batasticast.
It's easy to say. I think that's the best part of it.
It's fun to say
It is
once
fun
you
to
remember.
say.
But yeah, so Batman the Animated Series took your beloved canon, not you, but proverbial you, took that canon for the origin of this very, very well known, I had him on a fucking pillowcase growing up, character.
Oh my God, I inherited that pillowcase.
It was a good one.
Pillowcase?
I don't want to know what you did with it, bro.
I fucked it.
They threw it away, and they said, here, we've got something way the fuck better. Now, granted, thank you, Alice. Granted, it also played out much better in the format. It's something to watch, and you got the little flutters inside the fucking snow globe effect for his wife, and this, that, and the other thing. Do people have an issue with that fucking canon being changed? No.
Yeah.
So it's not a black and white fucking case closed answer. It really is kind of one at a time again. My question will often be, if somebody comes in and says, oh, we're gonna do this, that, and the other thing, and we're gonna change this, first you gotta say why.
Yeah.
If you're just changing stuff to change it, to have like a fresh take on it or something like that, don't do that. If you have your own original concept, make your own original fucking thing, because the truth is you're just taking people's money, playing on a name, or they will often do this for some of my favorite fucking comic book plot lines, like something that would be a collected edition at one point, and they say, "Oh, well, this is that." No,
Yeah.
it's not. Like we didn't get fucking Planet Hulk
Or
in
Age of
Thor
Ultron.
3.
Yeah.
We didn't get Age of Ultron with the fucking
Didn't
with
even have the characters
Avengers
for it.
Light.
Well, let me ask you this.
All right.
So one of our favorite things with USComics, still coming soon. Give us money. One of the best things was kind of creating a Bible, like creating the show, like creating who these characters are.
Yeah.
So some characters
Fundamentally.
Yeah. So we have a guide for ourselves and our artists and a lot of our team
Looking at you, Ellis.
can flip through these pages and go, this is Boom Boom.
Yeah.
At Boom Boom's core, this is Boom Boom. This is Pest. This is where we want them to go.
Yeah.
So when does
And
something
our other writers did the exact same with their characters also.
is it just that every character boils down to fundamentals about what makes them them? Because
Naturally, yeah,
like
sure,
so
sure.
with the Ninja Turtle movie that the Transformer guy did. I forget that
Michael
director's name. Michael Bay, when he produced the
Michael
Ninja Turtles,
Boom Boom Bay, actually.
they were so fucking excited to be like, guess what? Ninja Turtles, very much aliens.
They've got noses now.
And there is within the Mirage comics,
Yeah.
the Ninja Turtles were just a parody of Daredevil
Yeah.
with special goo that could have been from fucking space. Because they fought shit from space. But that, when you
Yeah,
tell me the
but
Ninja Turtles are
They also
aliens,
fucking fought Baxter Stockman. So like,
when
what the
yeah,
fuck was
when
that?
you tell me the Ninja Turtles are aliens, it's almost like you see it when it presents itself. Because if you're like, hey Charlie, the Ninja Turtles, they're all gonna wear red bandanas like in the comics. I'm like, dope. Hey Charlie, we're losing the bandanas. I'm like, oh, that fucking seems short-sighted, but who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
As long as they're the Ninja Turtles, that's fine. The minute that you're like, they're iguanas, I'm like, those aren't fucking Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
So
They're actually Battletoads.
so the problem is, since the powers that be, generally speaking, don't have even the capability to give a fuck about this shit the way I give a fuck about it.
Yeah.
The reason where, and again, I know you haven't seen it because you're an intelligent guy, but the reason 2016 Ghostbusters, to me, it's they fucked up in 2016, basically, is all you need to know.
Interesting.
The reason that didn't work, and Max Landis' script for Ghostbusters 3 or Ghostbusters Afterlife worked with strong female characters in it, was because it felt canon. And this idea of like relaunching, restarting with fresh new fucking ideas.
Yeah.
Fuck the Cadillac ambulance of the past. No, we got a hearse now. Go fuck your mother. They should have to talk to me about it. And what's funny is Ellis brought up that Ellis and I are starting a new podcast. It's called Batista Cast. We're just gonna review Batista matches and movies coming this fall to a podcast studio near you. It's not real, but give me money and I'll do it. The thing I've always loved about wrestling is wrestling doesn't do that. Kevin Nash wasn't the fucking Oz. In Oz, he played a character called fucking, in WCW, he played a character Oz. But then when he was fucking Kevin Nash in WWF, Diesel becomes Kevin Nash. That is fucking a long-term story. That is a canon story. If wrestling ever had the balls to try to be like, we're rebooting WWF, we got Diesel, we got Razor, we got Doink, we got the new John Cena played by John Rivera. People would be like, this is fucking stupid. I think that's what the line is. Now. The line is, that is fucking stupid. That's how I feel about stuff that's canon. You can take away Superman's flying, and I don't necessarily think that character's ruined. You take away Mom and Pa Kent. You take away the fucking fact that he never goddamn smiles. That shit is like the dumbest.
Record right now,
yes, please.
just in case anybody's listening. Don't take away flying.
No, I also don't. I don't want them to take away his red panties. Ellis over on Facebook, I was disappointed when Bane made his first Batman the Animated Series appearance, picked up Batman, but then failed in breaking the back. See, that to me is a tease. That fits within canon. That's Bane's move.
They were afraid of like making little babies like Charlie watching at home cry. They're like, okay, here's the line. But you know what though, Man Bat fuck Man Bat. We can do whatever we want to him because
Yeah.
who wants to try to turn into an actual bat?
What's
That's
that?
crazy.
Man Bat is basically Spider-Man's the lizard now? All right. What is up? Whatever's normal from Twitch. Hello
What's
to
going on? What's
you.
going on?
John, final thought.
Yeah.
Either on Harley Quinn or the canonical debate. My statement fucking is like you're an asshole if you think it's
Fuck you,
even
you're an
possible, not you, if it's even possible to separate a character so that they're just a shell. Gender shit doesn't bother me. Ethnic shit doesn't bother me, except when you're like, so the debate about Namor comes in. Like, I don't need Namor to be from Atlantis. I just need that motherfucker to be from the water.
But like he is though.
Yeah.
Like he's from Atlantis.
He's basically, yeah.
In all but name.
Or Aquaman. I don't need Aquaman to be blonde, blue-eyed.
Yeah.
But, like, I need that motherfucker to, like, chill with dolphins.
But I'm saying, like,
I want him riding seahorses.
we're starting off with the contention that all things are created equal.
Yeah.
They're not. They're not. Making Superman snap somebody's fucking neck, even like unwillingly or you know, like begrudgingly, that is a fucking gross. Whoa!
They didn't see any of that.
That is a fucking like a gross misinterpretation of the character.
Yeah.
Making Aquaman not have blonde hair is not.
Yeah.
So the fact is that those conversations are had on the same playing field is what's stupid to me. I'm like, just knock
Well,
it
it
off.
would be Batman with a fucking jetpack if Batman's the Rocketeer. And one thing I think that they've
it
done.
would be Batman with a gun.
Yeah. Yeah. And one thing I think has been really interesting about specifically Batman, they've always done a great job. Batman 66 still feels like Batman. Tim Burton's Batman still feels like fucking Batman. There's some shit that goes left.
Batman's a unique thing though, because Batman is
Kill his parents, give him ears.
There's Batman, and then there's Batman, and there's Batman, and like Batman 66 feels like Batman 66. You couldn't take that Adam West fucking portrayal, whether it's filmed or whether it's drawn or whether it's whatever the fuck, and then plunk him into fucking Tim Burton's Batman.
Challenge accepted.
Like, what the hell? That's like jamming a AAA battery in a fucking D slot opening. So
Joker!
They're their own thing. It's the thing about it is they're the bigs, and there's like every fucking body else, and largely it's the everybody else's that suffer most because the big characters, they have such a cemented in place in our heart. Like we feel we know this character. Give me a hypothetical situation. I'll tell you how that character will behave. That's what you say when you really, really know a character. Now the challenge then becomes for the creative team to say, all right, here's a fucking situation that you never saw coming. And there's a certain level of bankruptcy in the creative process. We're like, well, we don't fucking have those anymore. Start over.
Yeah.
And then you end up with multiple canons and multiple fucking versions and multiple takes on established characters. That's where it becomes problematic, even more so than character that's been around for for a very, very long time.
I like that.
So yeah,
sense.
canons are not equal, and they're not
Big cannons, little cannons.
It's true.
Stinky cannons. John,
if you want a cannon, we'll fuck it.
Oh no. Our mom is blocking this feed.
Yeah,
John,
she's
can I borrow $50?
Yeah, sure.
I say no. John, can I borrow $50?
Hold on.
Yeah. Get the vocal cords ready.
What? No.
Okay, because the problem is I got bills to pay, so
All right.
let's fucking go through some
Pay some
ads.
bills, brother. Pay
And
some bills.
congratulations, you lucky sons of bitches, either listening with your ear holes or watching at home, because we are not like other pods who sell out for just any random fucking brand that's willing to pay. No! Because today we are once again brought to you by one of our absolute favorite bands, and that's, of course, Bad Mary. You heard them during the intro. You're going to hear them during the outro. Wondering where else you can catch their act? You can follow them over at Bad Mary Band across all social media platforms. You can support them over on patreon.com/Bad Mary Band. You can go over to badmary.com for merch and upcoming performances. But my absolute favorite part, John, is you can find all their tunage on every single music streaming site. If you can find Bad Mary, the good news is you can find USComics Cast. I'll plug ourselves too, and I'm gonna throw $1 in my own pocket. Check them out today, Southermuckers.
Charlie, at some point in that spot, he turned into the fucking Paulie the Weasel. He's like, yeah. Anyways, the real question.
Paulie the Weasel just goes, yeah.
He does. He does all kind of snooches and booches. He all over the place.
Navy Seals.
The real question is, where are we dropping? With Sergeant Finesse. Find him gaming on both Trovo and Facebook. Multiple streams every day. Outstanding video game content. Supporter games, co-streams, giveaways, contests. Don't be a sucker. Check him out today. If it needed, pick me up. Don't do like I do and leave your sneak energy tumbler at home. You can follow the White Rabbit, who is currently sitting in the dishwasher in beautiful Weehawken, New Jersey. You can go over to sneakenergy.com. Use code SGT at checkout. When the Sarge is on deck, you salute, or when he's in chat, like he occasionally is here. Kaboom.
I am starting to think I clear my throat based on availability and not needing to, because I want to clear my throat.
It's a tick.
But since I can't, I just didn't.
Since I can't.
John!
Yeah.
So far, we've talked about New York Comic Con and the Marvel experience.
That's right.
We talked a little bit about Harley Quinn, and we talked about how fucking dumb it is.
Charlie's reminding himself. Yeah.
How fucking dumb it is to be like,
Sure.
I don't like canon. Let's give the people more.
All right.
I'm gonna give you this hug too.
Oh, God damn it. So, as these beautiful gray hairs, these silver glowing fucking whiskers would inform you, I've been around the comic book game for a long time. And back when I was in my heyday, like just the
2 weeks ago.
top of the game, back in 94 and then again in 95.
I was 9.
Charlie, yeah, but nobody cares. Two characters who both alike in dignity. One
tried
who
to
had
get married and their parents were pissed.
one had been around since forever, right? One had like goofy fucking Saturday morning 60s inspired boom pow. One was like, oh, I'm from the darkness brothers. He just got up on the couch. He's like, fuck your couch, Image. Fuck your couch. Clearly, I'm talking. Clearly,
Obviously.
obviously, duh. I'm talking about the pointy-eared wonder Batman, as well as the green glowing fucking ghoul with the Freddy face, the Freddy complexion. Spawn and Batman, they crossed over. Ooh, they crossed over the light. Carol Ann, don't walk into the light, but they did it. There was a crossover in 94, and it fucking blew my little 17-year-old, still in high school mind. Then that shit worked out so well, they said, you know what? Let's run it fucking back. Do it again. Run it back,
baby.
They did it again in 95. And I was like, oh my God, they are going to cross over Batman
every
and Spawn.
year.
Two different publishers, DC and Image Comics. This is going to be a yearly... What?
Just waiting.
What happened now?
Those grays turning.
Hello. Yeah, just like one gray blink. 3 years go by, 4 years go by, blink, 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 blink. And now here we are, about 1,000 years later, and this is what you've ended up with. We have had no more cross-pollination.
They got jealous about the capes. They argued about like whose cape was
yeah. He's like, does your cape talk to you? Fuck off then.
Yeah.
Go cry about it to your butler. But here we are in 2022, and the fucking miraculous has happened once again. Darkness meets darkness. Batman and Spawn are crossing back over, and man, oh man, clearly, my beard is turning black again. I'm so damn excited for it.
I'm just excited.
Can't wait.
I'm excited for gargoyles because they don't get enough.
We're not talking about gargoyles, man.
No, man.
We have moved on.
I meant literal gargoyles because that's where those two always perch. They're just fucking chilling.
What if
super dramatic?
What if Batman and Spawn are just like it's like looking over the city and like they're perched on an actual fucking gargoyle?
Like fucking
my God.
These gargoyles, like the fucking sun comes up, they get the fuck off my back.
He's like sitting on Goliath, like, oh, what am I gonna do about Robin? He's turned into a real fucking asshole, and then fucking.
Well, sidekicks tend to do that, as we've learned in real time. John, when you picture Spawn out of his mask,
Yeah.
do you imagine him with the fucking shoelace? My favorite fucking fact about Spawn is that fucking shoelace face is, I think, his most iconic look. That's from a
hashtag shoelace face.
Shoelace face is from a Batarang. That's from the second crossover. It turned out like Batman is holy because he's a good guy. Just imagine taking a Batarang to the grill and being like, "Someone give me your Converse. I'm gonna sew this bitch up." I'm so fucking excited.
Kiss my con.
Not since Johnny Legs played fucking the clown in the Spawn movie that wound up being, it's a movie.
It was definitely a movie. It had opening credits.
Fucking end credits.
It had a script.
For some reason, it had that chick in leather on leather because they were just like, "No, we need fucking this barbecued guy. Let's show his face a lot. Like we have him go through the prosthetic process.
Ugh.
Let's CG animate his cape way too young."
That was the that time's version of like boop, 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 like digital.
Oh my god,
mask.
yeah.
Ugh.
Just no mask. And it also did very much a fucking Iron Man reveal. I fucking these two characters are almost better together. And I don't mean any fucking shit thrown towards Spawn. Because that's a tremendous outside of the big two.
Your Batman,
I'm
your anti-Batman rhetoric just seeps right through.
Just pro dick.
Clip that.
Grayson.
Clip it.
I'm the one who clips things.
Viewers, I'm looking at you. So yeah, look, a crossover of like two equally fucking awesome characters is far better than having to have one character literally and figuratively carry another one through an interesting fucking plot line. When you have two characters that absolutely work totally within the parameters of their own universe that they've established, and then you say you throw them together, then now you're dealing with something like special. Because my fucking thought, I was like, it's going to be in Gotham or New York.
Yeah.
Like, this is going back, obviously, back in the day. But yeah, so
it's Goth York.
Just to rewind just a little bit. So the announcement came San Diego Comic-Con. Batman Spawn #1. It's going to be a 48-page one-shot that's going to be landing in comic book shops.
Fuck yeah, 48
December
pages.
13th, which is like, in essence, a graphic novel, bro. Batman Spawn #1. And it's McFarlane and Capullo, excuse me. Just fucking dynamite. I'm so looking forward to this. But to get back to your stolen point was the fact that you have characters who, when they cross over, they create something new. Right?
Yeah.
Take my word for it because you're allergic. You scream all the time. Peanut butter is great.
No.
Trust me.
False.
Trust me. Peanut butter is fucking awesome. Jelly, fantastic. Jelly sometimes gets a bad rap. It's just like the Johnny come lately to peanut butter. But just have jelly on just like a little piece of butter toast. No. Delicious. But peanut butter and jelly is obviously awesome because both of those ingredients are great. But they make something new.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I taste the peanut butter. Oh, I taste jelly. No, you're tasting peanut butter and jelly. That's what this fucking specific crossover does. It's using the ingredients that you loved, and it's making something totally new and very different that you also love. It is just, yes.
Name of Ellis's book, Cocaine and Baking Soda.
Baking soda. Ellis got baking soda. Yeah, that's
a specific bowl.
That is a dynamite banger of a song. If you don't know it, correct that shit. But yeah, so this is really a crossover. Unlike some crossovers that we could mention, this one is like it's a guarantee. It's very rare that you walk into a comic book shop, be it your local one, if you're visiting, and like unless they're trying to push some bullshit on you with like read this, I guarantee you're going to like it. I'm willing to go ahead and put my money where my mouth is right now and say you're gonna fucking like it. If you like Spawn and you like Batman, there's no fucking way. There's no way that you're not gonna enjoy this because the funny thing is, here's the funny thing. They're incorporating relatively current plot lines for Batman into it, where the fucking Court of Owls are the one who are in essence pulling the fucking strings of the Hellspawn, Al himself. Just fucking dynamite.
I love. You were gonna ask something.
I was gonna ask something.
You go ahead, buddy.
So yeah, I mean it's my topic. I forgot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Ask a question or two.
It's
So
fortress.
the original crossover. So the original fucking crossover, the 94-95. Would you ever have come across it independently in that period of time had I not brought it into the hallowed halls?
I was so into Spawn that they were like fucking Spawn under ruse. Like I'll take them.
Yeah.
Like Spawn was such.
And they did.
Because when Spawn launched, it was so.
Spawn was Image.
He was absolutely.
Everybody else in Image looked the same.
Ironically, he was Image's Superman. Like he was the cover boy. And
he was Image's Super Batman.
Yes, and he was so. Throw on the bustier too. He could be the whole Trinity. There was something very, very cool about a new character who, like this, I'm reading him for the first time. There is no fucking history.
Yeah.
If you read every issue of fucking Spawn, they will tell you when he's crossing over with Savage Dragon. They'll tell you when he's crossing over with guys with pouches. Mm-hmm. This motherfucker, also, he had the best pouches. The best pouches.
They'll tell you how much power he has left. That
was so fucking cool.
That's like other level type stuff. That is clearly what happens when you get a comic book person making something new.
He puts on a health bar.
You have to sometimes run around in a particular world to get the lay of the land to say, all right, I've drank in what you guys all have here. Now listen to this, right? And then that's when you get like ideas like, fuck, I can't believe that hasn't been done before. Or if it's something that had been done prior, you like Image is all about giant fucking guns. You're like, oh, Spawn's different. Spawn uses magic and he's fucking from hell. And this and what's that? Oh, he's covered in gigantic guns and 1,000 pouches right now. I'm gonna have to pick up this issue to see why the fuck you seemingly have made this drastic change. Oh shit, okay, so he can't use his power. He realizes it's finite, so he's gonna go after this fucking giant robot motherfucker and let me bring every goddamn gun under the sun. Oh, he also, as well as, used to be like one of the greatest contract military killers of all time. Cool.
What I love about Spawn crossing over with specifically Batman is they are characters that fit. Sometimes there are crossovers that are like adorable, but like stupid.
What do you mean they fit?
Like Thor and Miles Morales is a crossover you can do. But those are two wild. One's a god, one's a Spiderman. Spawn is like a dark gothic figure who is very protective of his like area. Yeah. He fucks up bad guys that are kind of over the top. And he has a real fucking hate for clowns. Batman is a gothic character who really fucking loves his town, hates fucking clowns, and he waxes poetic on gargoyles. As Ellis brought up, it's not exactly fucking Archie versus the Punisher. Like those are, there's something
Hashtag Archie all the way.
There's something.
There's no fucking militant groups co-opting the Archie's little hashtag on the side of his head. His goofy freckles and red hair.
I mean, again, I still have some suspicions about Archie. He never chose between those two broads. I think it's because he's all about.
Maybe he was all about Jughead. You don't know.
I'm saying he loves that little crown. So for me, it feels like such a good. It's one of those combos that's just great. Some people really love like Batman and Judge Dredd, and I love Judge Dredd.
Well, that's the. If you're gonna hold up, and actually that was gonna be my segue, so solid.
Yeah, nice,
solid.
I did a good job.
Yeah, we're also. That was just not
the new cool brother. Do the Rivera high five. It's the back of the hands, kids.
Like the back of the hands, so like the goofy werewolf hairs is like intertwined. Even the hand hairs like hold hands somehow. Gross. But yeah, so Batman Judge Dredd is probably, in my expert opinion, probably like the hardest hitting fucking crossover. Because look, one can make the argument that Judge Dredd is doing what all these other Caped Crusaders are doing unofficially.
Yeah.
But like he got the fucking stamp of approval. Even that being said, he's like, yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna do it one better. He was the first one to fucking do the Mandalorian. He's like, not taking my helmet off. Go fuck yourself sideways.
I didn't do my hair. Go fuck yourselves.
And all. Can you just imagine what a sweaty disaster that is under there? But also as well as what all these vigilantes are doing, he's doing like he's got the fucking license to do it. Because that's really what Batman and his whole ilk are fucking up to. They've got no okay to do it. Commissioner Gordon notwithstanding.
I mean, I don't know if a commissioner could be like, go ahead and vigilante.
He's just like, yeah, let me know when you catch these dumb fucks. And I'll be watching the game. Go Gotham Knights.
Oh, fuck, the whole football stadium got exploded. Well, not going to worry about this. I'm sure that kid named Robin.
Considering what Tom Hardy did to legitimate MMA fucking martial arts fighters, Commissioner Gordon ain't doing shit. He's like, whip. That sucks.
I guarantee you before that MMA fight, the fucking dude Tom Hardy was fighting was like, I'm a fucking bear. Oh, I can't understand.
Either that
me.
or he's like, Ray's like, yeah, I had a tiger gonna fuck it. Is that Tom Hardy? Hey man, can I get an autograph? He's just lying on his fucking back. For anyone who doesn't know, Tom Hardy entered into some fucking fisticuff competition and won that shit unannounced. He's like, yep, I'm Tom Hardy. I'm going to be fighting this. You know, like that movie you saw, except this time I'm going to fucking win. Spoiler alert. It's
probably better.
He doesn't win in Warrior. Warrior is a dynamite flick.
I did not think you had that struggle to be your Warrior.
Fired.
Can't fire me. It's our thing.
Damn, I meant from the episode.
You can't fire me from my episode either.
From the segment?
Yes, that I can. So
take that.
What about so you like Batman, but you don't fucking love Batman. Is Batman better with Spawn? Oh God.
So here's the thing.
Because I'd argue they're not peanut butter and jelly. They're peanut butter and nutty peanut butter.
No, they're not. First of all, it's you peanut butter dum-dum. It's chunky peanut butter.
Am I the chunky peanut butter?
Oh my God.
Are you the smooth peanut butter?
Oh, Lordy Marty.
I feel like you're hazelnut peanut butter because you're like a little different.
Nutella.
Or Nutella.
Nutella is fucking delicious.
Nutella it's called?
Yeah.
Or Nutella?
Nutella. It's nuts.
Ella.
For this,
Ella.
For this
Ella.
Ella here.
I am calling Ellis Nut Ellis from now on. I'm
You
not
may
gonna
think it's a call to
I'm
action.
not gonna.
All right. He's like, can I get your signature here? I will go ahead and submit this for approval.
Oddly enough, he yells Shazam when he does it.
Batman is more Batman when he's with somebody like Spawn.
I need you to elaborate.
Or Judge Dredd. I will. Batman with Superman, which is very often the Batman with any female character, you're like, oh well, he's John Hamm. He's the Don fucking he is the Don Draper of the situation. You're like, he is going to smash.
Damn it, Batgirl, you dumb broad.
And it's gonna work out poorly. He's gonna have to cut a check. Literally, he's gonna have to cut a check. He's is
Batgirl Peggy?
We'll get to that later. Never want to hear you talk about Peg anything with Batgirl because we're not that kind of show. But that being said, I don't dislike Batman at all. I like Batman in much the same way I don't dislike the Yankees.
I do. I owe the fans. No, you're right.
Thanks. Let me finish my point.
No, John. See what it is. He's got it, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, he's finally taller than me.
I dislike, finishing my point, I dislike the loud, abrasive, cocky, know-nothing Yankee fans. And I'm exactly in that same exact point of view about Batman. Now, luckily, we're in kind of like a bit of a renaissance with comic book knowledge. Due largely to fine programs like this here.
This one.
And others. But yeah, so I think that when he's with a character that's clearly superior, like Superman, he's playing a lot of catch up. He's like, well, I can do shit too. I'm Batman, man. And has his little folders on what he can do if any particular character decides to break bad, and that's all well and good. That shit don't fucking fly with Spawn.
Yeah.
That doesn't work with Spawn. You could have chosen to go the easy route and fucking crossed over Spawn with Constantine.
Yeah.
Or with, you know, Zatanna.
It's just fun.
Or
The
with,
little magic on magic.
or Mephisto or whoever the fuck. But to do it this way, it's far more. It's basketball.
Yeah.
You know, like who's the better athlete? We're gonna play. You're a fucking basketball player. I'm a baseball player. We're not gonna play either one of our specific sports. We're gonna play basketball and fucking finally sort this out. That's what that connection is.
What I love is how clearly you made it that like, oh shit, it's Clayface, and like Spawn's throwing chains and his little knuckle like fucking claws, and Batman's like, oh shit, Clayface. Okay, they had 2 parts water, 1 part sodium hydroxide.
He's got a whisk.
Yeah.
I'll be right there.
Oh my god. Can that play? I just broke the set. Can that for like not a worth did I even hold it into frame? I wasn't looking. I love the idea of like Batman doing chemistry like in the fucking Batmobile. So it's like wrappers from burgers.
But like the 90s cartoon version where like he just a lab coat over the rest of his Batman shit. Still got the mask on.
If one of those DC movies wants to really insure my money forever, all they need to do in the next The Batman movie, have full suit, makeup, no hood, but then also lab coat. Like, don't want to get chemicals on my bat clothes.
He just goes over to the fucking eye wash machine and he's like, oh, my makeup, oh no.
Or let's go the opposite. And the minute Batman gets home, the fucking boy from Twilight, like, takes off the belt. He's like, ugh, get me out of this compression shirt. That's how I get home from work. Just kick off them bat boots.
Charlie's got real fucking personal with you guys. Real quick. Yeah, no, look, I mean, the whole point of crossing over characters is because you're getting something that you could not get elsewhere. There is no Spawn equivalent, much as DC would like to try. Fucking skateboarding characters and fucking... There's so many, like, Spawn attempted ripoffs, and it's very funny because DC and Marvel have been robbing from each other blind over the decades.
Yeah, who the fuck would be the closest to Spawn? I guess they don't want to do like hell, as dark as they get. They don't want to do like this guy was dead.
I mean, but
and
they
the
have,
devil brought him back.
Well, I mean, Solomon Grundy
yeah.
is fucking dead. I mean, they have elements of the character elsewhere. But he's basically like a hodgepodge.
Yeah.
And also plenty of original concept because again, this was not something that was just spit out because like, yeah, we need something new.
Yeah.
Sit down and crank out a character, and we want this and this and this.
Really, the only thing about Spawn that like reeks of not original is like the mask is Spider-Man-y. Well, and even then, they were like demonized, baby.
Yeah, but
like they very quickly fixed that.
So fucking McFarlane, you know. He drew Spider-Man begrudgingly.
Those giant fucking eyes.
He's like, well, I'll fucking do it. You know, fine, I'll do it. But he made it his own in that sense. But there's only
I'm not drawing those in between lines. Go fuck yourselves.
I mean, the fact that like Spider-Man's eyes are like have expression, like that's carried over to like characters like Deadpool, and I'm like, all right, like I'll believe so much of what you're asking from me in these fucking 4-color funny book pages, but like. I'm supposed to believe that a mask, a preset. This is not fucking Rorschach here. Like, what's all this movement going on here? At least, and even in Watchmen, they had to try to explain it.
They're like, oh, it's masky. It's like I didn't have something prepped. I thought something would come to me last minute, and I went with it's masky.
Anyone who hasn't taken the time to fully read and like digest panel by panel, because a lot of stuff in the Watchmen panel goes by pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And if you're not examining it like really, really fucking like as if you're gonna have a test waiting for you at the end of it, you're missing out. In about 60 seconds, they explain thoroughly and believably why Rorschach, who has a fucking mask that seems to like change the fucking blobular shapes on a constant basis. He's a little fucking something extra
factoid.
For you. So before he was truly Rorschach, he worked in a dressmaking factory, and the dressmakers, they made a one-off for like a quasi celebrity. And what it was like different layers of fabric over each other, so that only when they touched at certain points would you see, and obviously it was white shapes on a black shapes rather on a white surface, and only when they touched would you kind of see them. And the bitch was killed. He's like, whip, she's not gonna need this.
Yoink.
Sweet.
Nice.
Takes it fucking home, cuts it up. He's like, well, Rorschach is coming closer to actually being born in essence. But literally they did that in like 2-3 panels.
Yeah,
and they never fucking touched it again.
And no one, to my knowledge, no one's ever been like, "What's up with that fucking mask?" Speaking of crossovers,
I did.
though, Watchmen
Why?
crossed
How'd that
over.
happen? What's that happen?
Watchmen got absorbed by DC, so we've seen those characters interact. Is there any set of
Stupidly.
characters that you're like fucking dying to find an excuse from the crossover? I got one ready, so I'll give you a second to think about it. How the fuck have we not seen Daredevil and the Ninja Turtles team up to fight the Foot and Hand?
Have
It hasn't happened. Turtles cross over with DC a lot. I don't think they've ever crossed over with Marvel. The Foot and the Hand team up to create the body, and they got an only fucking Daredevil and his ninja fucking friends.
I've seen so much.
How tits would that be?
I've seen so much.
I mean, I'll fact check myself.
Like custom art.
Yeah.
Like fan art with Daredevil and the Turtles. I'm so used to that visual. Even just like the red and the green. Fucking Ellis. Ellis is he's just the undefeated champion. Comment of the fucking show. Yeah, I really I don't know.
Do you have any other ones that fit like that? Because again,
I mean, let me ask you, Mike.
Yeah.
What's the? Is it only because the turtles were as an homage to Daredevil? Like, oh, we get to meet Grandpa and fucking.
I think what's really fucking cool about the Ninja Turtles is because
they're aliens. Because they're aliens.
No, Michael Bay, no. Slow motion for some reason. No, what I love about the Ninja Turtles is the dynamic between the four of them allows for crossovers to be like super fucking interesting to me. Because what I think was like really not good, despite me liking the art, when the Ninja Turtles crossed over with the fucking Power Rangers, there was no dynamic to work. That was like too many fucking characters. Whereas if you take a standalone, a character like Daredevil, I want to see him interact with Raphael, because Raphael would be like, yeah, let's fucking break everyone's kneecaps. Like, let's fuck shit up. And Leo would be like, well, we can't be fucking just throwing batons at everybody. I love the idea of those characters work so well with so many characters that the fact that their enemies are generally ninja-based.
But they're archetypes, the Turtles.
Yeah.
By design.
Yeah,
this
totally.
This is not intended as a slight to them. I would say... as a wannabe fucking comic writer, I'd be far more interested if you say, okay, here you're allowed to. Now you've got the rights, have at it. I'd be far more interested to cross over Daredevil with Casey Jones.
Oh, yeah,
because they're more of a kind than the fucking Turtles, because the Turtles, while their scenario is Daredevil's, their experience really largely isn't.
Imagine Casey being like, not in my town, bitch.
Well... But Casey could actually be the viewer, be like, the fuck, this is like all really familiar and blah, 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 blah.
Oh my God. Hey.
Yeah.
Hire us.
And then also...
I say us because I'm taking credit because I said similar words.
He's like, I set it up. I established the problem. That means I get half. Half, Eddie. So,
he fucking smashes April. Oh, that's when the V shows up for the second issue. KCV like, Daredevil.
He opens up the apartment. He's like pulling on his little fucking yellow booties.
Only the V this time really doesn't stand for verse. Snooch.
But I would have like obviously they accomplished their given goals, and as they're saying their fucking goodbye and going the other way, Daredevil kind of walks off into the sunset as far as he knows. He could be walking manhole cover.
Rude.
But then you have your boy Casey, and he's like collecting all his shit together, packing up his fucking golf bag, and like he throws a quick glance over his shoulder. And he's like, "Stoink!" And he fucking drops one of Daredevil's little fucking
the baton,
sticky baton
Respect.
into his bag. He's like, "All right," gets to walk away with something. Oh, so you have a little moment, and now that's like a setup like. Crossover 2, making John fucking wait. And then since 95, rat bastards.
And then the second crossover, he steals a Jose Canseco bat from Casey because it's perfectly balanced. It turns out that Raph was way wrong in the first Ninja Turtles movie.
Charlie's crossing over. Charlie's gonna do the ultimate crossover. He's gonna cross over a comic book with the movie.
Yes.
Which is, I'm pretty sure.
I was going to go with,
pretty sure first.
that's the version I fucking want to see. Like, I want to see Ben Affleck's Daredevil. I'm just kidding. Although I can defend the shit out of that movie, and I will.
Oof.
What about you, though? Is there a crossover
the
you like?
The main thing is that it just wasn't
thirsty
his
for?
fault. Like, that ultimately, they just like, look, it's not your fault, buddy. Just
That's
go,
Matt Damon.
Go home. Go home.
Not Matt Damon.
That's fine, too. Who do you think wrote that shit?
Fair enough. Is there a crossover you'd like thirsty for?
There's multiple ones, and we talked about IDW earlier, and they're like very good at it. They kind of acquired. You've seen Ghostbusters crossed over.
Fuck yeah, man!
Like literally fucking everybody at this point.
Ghostbusters crossed over with Daredevil and the Ninja Turtles.
But actually, something that I have pitched to you at one point, and like just selfishly, I just want to see it. I have so much story in me for fucking Hellboy and Savage Dragon.
Oh,
it is just it's just like right. It's just right there.
They both love cats.
They're
both fucking weird looking.
It is just right fucking.
Can I ask for a favor?
You may.
Can it be around Christmas time?
Sure.
Just green and red.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully, we'll get the full fucking year run.
Christmas to Christmas.
But I mean, honestly, those are characters that were like constructed, really. You know, like a yin and a yang, and ultimately you fucking use it the same way. I think that would just be fucking.
I'm so looking forward.
Delicioso.
My last thought, and then I'll leave you to fucking close the door on it. The one nice thing about something like Spawn and Batman, very hard to fuck up. It's like, is Spawn there? Is Batman there? Is it famous last words?
There's a reason why people don't talk to pitchers while they're fucking throwing a perfect game. He's just sitting in the fucking dugout all by himself.
I bring a loudspeaker. Good game so far.
You know you have a perfect game going on. Good luck the rest of the way.
Why am I going through puberty during the baseball game?
I don't know. I just don't know. But you are.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, final thought, honestly, is like, situations like this, they pop up and you do end up kind of like fan casting crossovers.
Yeah.
And you think about like, oh, well, what I want to see and blah, blah, blah. It's not enough. It's not enough to say, okay, I want this character and this character, this group and that group. It's also about the scenario. You want to find out what's the journey that they're going to go on. Why is it so important that they have to go on this journey together? The fact that they're using, for this particular crossover, Spawn and Batman, they're using the Court of Owls. They're utilizing fucking Al Simmons as their, in essence, their Pinocchio. Their bitch boy, go do what we couldn't. It's fucking brilliant. Yeah. It's just brilliant. And honestly, you could have attempted to do something similar, like a similar storyline, just plug and play with different characters elsewhere. It just would not have been as effective. So I'm glad that they saved it for like a special occasion, like they fucking that bottle that you had chilling, put away for so many years. And like, finally, I've been saving this for already.
Oh, we have a Spawn Batman 96.
Hell,
like it should have just happened right after.
Yes, it's 95. Yeah, absolutely.
95 was the second one.
Was the second one.
So the first one was 94. Second was 95. This is 96.
22.
No, this would. No one wants.
Oh,
a
you're
fucking,
saying that,
like a wine, like they stored
like
it.
You made it, and like, well, it's fucking dusty as fuck. But all right, I get it.
You gotta pay extra for that classic shit.
And you know I will. But look, at this point, we've given you a lot to think of. This room has gotten consistently degree by degree hotter. It is now. That's not red lighting. That's actual fire that has just erupted spontaneously. It is so hot in this office with count them, 1, 2 Riveras on one screen just for you. So all that's really left to do after all this information has dropped is for Charlie to do. Tell them how we wrap up each and every show. Would you?
Oh, it is so simple, because first you gotta turn the power on, then you gotta turn the volume up, then you gotta tune Bad Mary in, open up the window wide and scream out to the night sky, "Sam, Space Girl!" We out.